everyone, my name is Elaine, and today I'm going to be both summarizing and reviewing the 9th book in Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, Eric. I'm going to start off with the summary. Death tends to his bees. He hears someone running, crying out that they're going to die. Death peers through the mist of both time and space and realizes that it's him. It's summer in Ankh-Morpork. The librarian awakens to the sound of a runner exclaiming his fear that he's going to die. The library's grimoires are surprised when the invisible runner passes through their shelves and disappears even more. Ankh-Morpork gradually awoke from its slumber. Something invisible and yelling at the top of its voice was passing through every part of the city, dragging in its wake a trail of destruction. Wherever it went, things changed. That was on page 5. The new Arch-Chancellor of Unseen University, Ezralith Churn, is convinced the noise is being caused by a ghost and that it may be banished with a bell, book, and candles. The bursar reminds him that they tried that and it didn't work. The wizards speculate as to what could be the source of the noise and how to stop it. They hear someone scream, the wizards scatter, the candles go out. The bursar agrees to try the rite of Eshkente. 8 senior wizards summon Death, who informs them that it is Rinswen. He's in the dungeon dimensions, and now he's trying to get back home. There would need to be an unusual conjunction of circumstances for him to get back home. Reality would need to be weakened in certain unexpected ways. That's on pages 11 and 12. Death departs. The noise stops. The librarian is displeased since Rinswen had been his friend and assistant, and an individual good at peeling bananas. Eric Thursley, a bespectacled demonologist, summons Rinswen from the dungeon dimensions. Eric's convinced that his spell succeeded and he has summoned a powerful, lying demon. He asks Rinswen to grant 3 wishes: to live forever, to rule the world, and to meet the most beautiful woman who has ever walked the earth. He tacks on a chest of gold for good measure. Rinswen realizes that he needs to think his way out of this one and explains that he can't deliver on Eric's wishes, but he could run an errand for him. It doesn't work. Eric admits that this is the first summoning that has worked. Rinswen introduces himself. Rinswen realizes that Eric is a child with a poor disguise. Eric is only 13. Eric is called down to breakfast by his mother. Rinswen is left alone in the boy's room. He had been threatened with banishment into the pit if he misbehaves. After speaking with Eric's pet parrot, Rinswen discovers that he cannot leave. Since he came in through the demon's door, all the rules that apply to them apply to Rinswen too. The parrot informs Rinswen that Eric's grandfather managed to summon demons, and his parents spoil Eric. Asfgul, king of the demons, is angry. He has just received word that someone has gone through the Pseudopolis gate, someone other than Duke Vasinigo, whom he had intended to use to bend Eric to their will. The Demon King consults the Mayor of Souls and discovers that Rinswen was the individual who went through the gate before it closed. He begins conducting research on Rinswen. Eric is about to free Rinswen when the luggage drops in. His view that Rinswen is a powerful lying demon is renewed. Now, the boy expects Rinswen to make his wishes come true. Rinswen snaps his fingers. Rinswen and company hover over the world. Eric demands tribute from the kings he rules. Rinswen takes them to the jungle, to one of the Tezuman kingdoms. A group of chariots heads toward them. The chariot's passengers get out and grovel before Eric. Eric is invited to their city. Upon his arrival, Eric is presented with a tribute, lots and lots of treasure. Rinswen is surprised to see things working out and going well. Rinswen wanders away from the feast thrown in Eric's honor. He's still wary of his surroundings. He happens upon one of the Tezuman's prisoners, who asks for help escaping his impending doom. The Demon King orders Quetzalcoatl, the feathered boa, god of mass human sacrifices, revered by the Tezuman, be sent to him. The high priest speaks at the feast. Eric answers his question. The Demon King gathers Quetzalcoatl's history from him and is frustrated that he has led to the death of innocents. The Demon King asks Quetzalcoatl to manifest himself to the Tezuman and explain that he really wants him to strive to improve the lot of their fellow men. That's on page 52. Rinswen frees the prisoner, who introduces himself as Ponce de Quirm. He had been captured while looking for the Fountain of Youth. They decide to flee. Eric realizes that not all is as it seems. Rinswen and de Quirm are captured by the Tezuman. The Tezuman prepare to sacrifice Eric, de Quirm, and Rinswen on top of one of their pyramids. The jungle trembles. Birds and animals run from its shelter. The luggage emerges from the trees. Quetzalcoatl materializes on the pyramid. He's 6 inches tall. The god is squished by the luggage. Rinswen and Eric escape into the jungle, trailed by the luggage. De Quirm continues his quest to find the Fountain of Youth and is given Eric's parrot as a gift from Rinswen. The Tezuman trade their old god for a new one, the luggage. The Demon King feels as though he isn't in control of things following the death of the imp known as Quetzalcoatl. Rinswen snaps his fingers. Rinswen and Eric find themselves in a dark place. Upon leaving it, Rinswen discovers that they had been inside a large wooden horse. Rinswen and Eric are surrounded by men holding spears. The sergeant is surprised only 2 of them emerge from the horse. He had been expecting more men. A soldier announces there's another of them right outside the gates. That's on page 68. The sergeant departs to investigate with some of his men, and Rinswen and Eric are left with a single guard. Eric realizes that they've traveled back in time thousands of years to the Sordian Wars. Fighting ensues between the Ephebians and Sordians. Rinswen convinces their guard to join the fight. He suggests that he and Eric run away. Sword is under siege by the luggage. Rinswen looks for a way to escape. Eric wants to meet Eleanor. Rinswen refuses to take Eric to her. Rinswen opens a gateway in the city wall, allowing the Ephebians into the city. A battle ensues. While sitting down for a meal, the cafe owner informs Rinswen that there are people searching for the stranger who let the Ephebians in. A soldier leads the sergeant to Rinswen. He is asked to come with them so he may have a word with their chief. Eric and Rinswen are brought before the Ephebian chief. He's with the luggage. Rinswen explains that he opened the gate while trying to escape. Rinswen and Eric are led through a secret passage that leads to the citadel. There's a small group of soldiers with them. At the end of the tunnel, the group finds Eleanor, who isn't as attractive as Eric had expected, and her children. She won't come with them even though she's warned that the city is going to be burnt down. Frustrated by the time wasted in the siege, Lavolius leads the group away. Sword burns. Lavolius begins the long journey home by sea. Rinswen snaps his fingers. The Demon King doesn't like how events are unfolding. He decides that he needs something climactic, something soul-crushing to occur. Rinswen and Eric wind up someplace dark where they communicate telepathically because there's no air. They call it the Bill. Asphodel had been watching them and can't find them anywhere. He knows there are only two other places Rinswen and Eric can be. Eric and Rinswen meet a man who explains that the nowhere they find themselves in will become somewhere in about 500 seconds. They wait for everything. Asphodel arrives at the end of the universe and finds Death. Asphodel explains that he's looking for Rinswen. Death informs him that Rinswen is a human, a wizard. Asphodel vanishes and vents his rage. A paperclip appears before Death. Death waits. The universe comes into being. The creator, the man Rinswen and Eric had met, had done his job. The Demon King takes to the air. He's overtaken by something small and oblong. The disc appears beneath Rinswen, Eric, and the creator. Rinswen and Eric begin to fall toward it. The creator rescues them. The creator makes a comment about his misplaced book, the Octavo, before he vanishes. Eric wonders why they're at the dawn of creation. Rinswen explains that one of his wishes is being carried out, the one about living forever. Eric isn't happy. That hadn't been what he had meant. Eric and Rinswen decide that they need to return to their own time and place. Rinswen comes up with an idea. Asphodel arrives on the beach where Rinswen and Eric had been. He discovers a number of footprints in a magic circle. Frustrated, the Demon King vanishes. Rinswen and Eric arrive at the gates of Hell. They're greeted by Urgelflaga, a demon. Urgelflaga complains about Hell's current state. Rinswen pretends that they will put in a good word for him so they can sneak past the gates. The humans begin running as soon as the demon figures it out. Hell isn't quite what Rinswen expected. The demons just don't torture people like they used to. A sonic boom radiates through Hell. He's back and angry. Rinswen and Eric begin trying to figure a way out of Hell. They hear a roar and begin running. Rinswen and Eric stop when they hear a pair of familiar voices. The Demon King is frustrated no one can find Rinswen and Eric. He commands his ranks to continue their search for the humans. He also orders Urgelflaga's punishment for allowing the humans into Hell. The luggage arrives at the gates of Hell. It makes its way inside. Rinswen and Eric dodge patrols while looking for a way out. Eric is surprised the demons aren't looking for them there. Rinswen is convinced it's because they're stupid and don't believe they'd be doing what they're doing. Dequorum explains that he found the Fountain of Youth, but forgot to boil the water. The parrot is with him. The luggage continues on its journey through Hell. Lavolius directs Rinswen and Eric to the back door that leads out of Hell. Eric laments that it's a long way away. The luggage appears. The King of Hell forces his mirror to show him Eric and Rinswen's location. He watches them ride a rolling tread wheel through Hell and smash into a cliff. Lord Vasinigo prepares to carry out his plan. Rinswen had proven useful. So had the power that seemed to be coming from the wizard's fingers. It was really Vasinigo. Rinswen and Eric are pulled out of the wreckage by the Lord of Hell and led to a more public place. Vasinigo informs the Lord of Hell that he has just been promoted to Supreme Life President of Hell. Asphodel experiences a mixture of excitement and suspicion. He is led away by Vasinigo. No one seems to expect the Lord to return. Rinswen and Eric walk away. Hell becomes Hell again. Vasinigo takes over for Asphodel. Vasinigo decides to let Rinswen and Eric go. The pair make it out of Hell. President Asphodel is kept working in an office where he can no longer communicate with anyone. And that's the end of the novel. Now on to the book review. I really liked that this was a fast-paced, fast read. I believe it's actually the shortest book in the entire Discworld series. I love the homicidal luggage and the bad-mouthed parrot. I felt like they both added a lot of humor and contributed to my enjoyment of the novel. With that being said, I didn't feel like Eric was a very likable character. He's selfish and whiny. He gets upset when Rinswen doesn't do as he asks and when things don't go according to plan. For example, when he found out that Eleanor isn't as pretty as he expected and already has children. But he does play off of Rinswen pretty well. I like the twist Pratchett put on Hell. It's still hot AF, but there's no typical torture. Instead, victims get to look at other people's vacation photos and more. Oh my! I liked getting to see Rinswen again. He's a playful character, and I get the impression that Pratchett really enjoyed writing him. I liked how Rinswen was similar to the wizard we met in The Color of Magic, but has also learned from his experiences. We see him walking away instead of running from impending danger to stave it off for longer periods of time, etc. I felt that the novel wrapped itself up pretty abruptly. Rinswen and Eric are being hunted through Hell, and then the threat is taken away by some demons in need of change. They escape, and the book ends. Like, what? No final encounter of epic proportions? Rinswen's spastic nature doesn't get to save him again? I'm disappointed. So overall, I gave this a 3.6 out of 5 stars. I felt like it was a solid read, but I would have preferred it to have had a better ending, something that was a little more satisfying. Like I said, I really didn't like Eric, but I did appreciate that the novel had the parrot and the luggage, which were amusing for me, and that it was also fast-paced and a fast read. So there you have it. That is my summary and book review of the 9th book in Terry Pratchett's Discworld series, Eric. If you like what you saw here today, please give me a thumbs up. I always appreciate those. Leave a comment down below to let me know what you thought of the video and what you thought about the book. I really like to know what you guys think. Subscribe, ring that bell so you know what's up, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye, guys.